Okay, hello and welcome to just a brief tournament report. Really just wanted to lay down how a recent RCQ went. I had a really good time playing, so I thought I'd do another one of these. Not sure people like them or not, but do let me know in the comments if there's something you enjoy. I just like rambling about the about Magic really. So yeah, went to a RCQ here in the UK in Liverpool. Was at a place called Just Play Games, which was a really nice place. Big gaming area, lots of sort of snacks and stuff for sale, which is really good. Got a bit cramped with 64 of us in there, but I guess that's always the way with these bigger local tournaments. So yeah, had a pretty good run. It was 6 rounds where we went 4-1-1. Finishing a pretty crushing 9th place, which is as people that we know, you are looking to be in the top 8 to make the finals. So yeah, finishing 9th was pretty crushing, but that's the way it goes with tournament Magic. So yeah, gonna try again. There were 2 slots available for qualification. Looked like there was a lot of Yuri on in the top 8. So yeah, went up there. Bit of a drive for us, but yeah, just under 2 hours. Just under 3 hours. Got there, got settled in, and then got started. So round 1 played against Black Green Yawgmoth. 1 game 1, sort of killing early creatures, dealing with their board, and then comboing off with Vivien to win the game. Game 2 pretty much the same, but the other way round. Took the loss to the to Yawgmoth, just comboing off, didn't have the relevant interaction at the right time. So yeah, lost that one. Game 3 sadly ended in a draw. Neither of us able to win on time. For quite a while I was frantically digging for any 3 mana creature since I had Vivien in play that would let me combo off and win the game. Unfortunately, when we got to turns, I did make a mistake. I had Endurance in hand, which is obviously the 3 mana creature I needed, but my opponent had Yawgmoth out. Flashed in the Endurance end of turn, thinking that the opponent would rightly kill it with Yawgmoth, which kind of wraths their board because they'd have to sacrifice pretty much everything. Thinking then if I top deck another 3 mana creature, I'll win the game. I had well enough mana, not sure why I did it really. I take the draw to Teferi Time Raveler, which would have bounced the Yawgmoth and allowed me to combo off. So that would have won me that game. So yeah, just I think getting a little bit nervous maybe round 1, didn't feel like I played the best there. But yeah, live and learn. We take the unintentional draw round 1. Round 2, played against Jeskai Control. The control matchups are usually pretty good. So yeah, game 1 managed to just draw loads and loads of cards and eventually win with the combo. We do get beaten down game 2 because I sort of mis-sideboarded. We hadn't seen too much of the opponent's deck in game 1, and it turned out to be a lot more sort of flash creature oriented, with things like the 3 mana Vendilion Clique and things like that to really pressure our life total. So I'd taken out all our removal and just couldn't kind of deal with that. I lost some life from fetching and shocking because we kind of assumed it didn't matter. So yeah, we did get beaten down there, but brought in a little bit more removal for game 3, and I saw a lot of my Teferi Time Ravelers, which I was able to force through with the help of, we've got loads and loads of Flusterstorms and Veil of Summer, so able to force Teferis through and eventually Teferi protect our combo and combo off to get the win. Round 3, Amulet Titan, not much to say here. I've always had a bit of a hatred for Primeval Titan. Game 1, I got turn 3'd on the draw. Didn't have the Solitude essentially or anything to interact with the amulets. And then game 2 was a bit slower, not too much though. Did manage to land a turn 3 Meddling Mage naming Primeval Titan, but then the opponent managed to find Cultivator Colossus and win that way, just putting so many lands onto the battlefield, managing to get Teleria West to transmute for the Dryad, and then yeah, just using Valakut to kill us that way. So at that point, that's 3 rounds. We were 1-1-1, not looking great, so we'd need to win out for a chance at the top 8. Round 4 was Grix's creativity. One game won by comboing off the turn after my opponent put an Archon of Cruelty into play. My opponent had 1 untapped mana, but at this point decided we kind of had to go for it. If they had Lightning Bolt, they would have beaten us, I think. But if we don't go for it there, by go for it I mean I had Plainbound Accomplice Vivien in hand, so went for it. If the opponent had the Lightning Bolt, they would have bolted the creature, and then we probably just lose to the Archon. But if we don't go for it there, and they the Archon attacks, they untap with more mana, they could find Thoughtseize. So yeah, went for it. Fortunately, the opponent didn't have the bolt. So yeah, combo off and win. And then game 2 was pretty much decided by the opponent not drawing lands for quite a few turns, and ended up just beating them down with Renegade Ralliers. So yeah, get there round 4. Round 5 was Hammer Time. Win game 1 just by managing to luck sack and get our one of Boseiju and Ren 6 going. Hammer Time players will know that that's just horrendous to be on the other side of. I mean, Tron players will know that as well. But yeah, just picking up Boseiju every turn, destroying all their hammers and stuff, just really, really good. Game 2's longer, got to a spot where kind of didn't have any removal, had just Vivien in hand, needing to draw, either get to 6 mana or draw the Plainbound Accomplice. Got to a stage where opponent could have killed us if they had taken a particular line, so involving Moth Nexus and firing it up. Just for the record, Moth Nexus, just I guess just a point. So Moth Nexus, any creature equipped with Colossus Hammer loses flying. Remember that is point 1, so you can block them with your creatures on the ground. But point 2 is Moth Nexus can regain flying after it's lost it by activating it again. So yeah, there was a line involving that, but I was bluffing removal for quite a long time. Opponent didn't go for it, and then I did top deck the Ella Demry's Call for Plainbound Accomplice to win the game on the spot. Notably, hadn't shown my opponent the combo game 1, had just won with Brennan 6 and value pieces, so you can save it and it'd be a surprise game 2. So round number 6 I was hoping a winning in. I had to win to have a chance to get into top 8. It was Esper Food, so a really interesting deck using Academy Manufacturer. I think Aspiring Spikes played a lot of that on his stream. So yeah, game 1 I managed to sort of solitude an early Academy Manufacturer, and then combo off a couple of turns later. And then game 2, opponent didn't find many lands. They kind of stumbled a bit, and just managed to get there with sort of classic 4-color value sort of stuff. So yeah, anxious wait then to see if we made it into top 8. Sadly ended up being a shade below and finished 9th, but still great time, good to play some competitive Magic again. Ended up with a Nykthos for my trouble. So yeah, had a blast. I think the deck is really good. Sadly there's no more modern RCQs for me. They're all Pioneer now, the ones I have left. But yeah, really happy with the deck. I think I stand by my thoughts on it. I think it's a shade below in power level compared with just straight 4-color with the Delirium package. And I mean, it sounds a bit silly because one of my rounds did go to time, I suppose, but we had the chance to win it in turns, and if I'd played better, I could have won it in turns. So yeah, it just wins faster. I was always struggling to finish my rounds with straight 4-color. So yeah, really happy. I totted it up. I think I won 50% of the games with the combo. So it's fairly consistent. I think you have to decide whether you're going for the combo or just the value plan at some point. Renegade Valley was really, really good. I was really impressed with that. Often calling for it on turn 2, because then you go fetch land, play the Rallier, bring it back. Also worth noting that Renegade Rallier can bring back Renin 6. So if you've played a Renin 6 and the opponent's Unholy Heated it, turn 3 you can Rallier, get back the Renin 6, which is obviously really good. The Karmic Guides and Fellow Guardians are also pretty good. So, you know, just Karmic Guide bringing back Omnath can just be really, really strong. Yeah, Kiki-Jiki is the weakest card. You know, it doesn't do much. Well, I mean, it wins you the game. But if you ever draw it, it's really bad. You can still combo if you know, it's not hard in this deck to get to 10 mana with the help of Omnath, but you do need triple red. But you can just hard cast the combo by Fellow Dark Guardian and Kiki-Jiki, both of which are searchable with Eladamri's Call. Vivien was also really good just on her own. You know, you don't need the Planebound Accomplice. Quite a lot of the time, with the help of Utopia Sprawl and Renegade Rallier, we're putting Vivien onto the board naturally. You know, turn 4 or 5 sometimes. Well, 5, sometimes 4. Not that common to do her on turn 4. But yeah, she can just be a very good value piece. You know, you mill some cards. If you find a Risen Reef or an Endurance or what have you, then yeah, that's just threatening the win next turn. So yeah, it was really good. Sideboard, yeah, fairly happy with the sideboard. Don't think I'd change too much. I'd quite like another Boseiju, just to help find it against things like Amulet. But yeah, the Magus didn't really come into it. Obviously I brought it in against Amulet, but never found it. I think the 6 pieces of sort of stack interaction is right. That seemed fine. Quite like the Knight of Awesomes as well. But yeah, hope you enjoyed that little ramble of mine. Please do, feel free to ask any questions, or definitely give me advice on the deck if people have played it, or any of the decks I play, in fact. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers.